Hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. And happy 4th of July weekend. Today, again, we just had one that happened to line up right. Kind of. National Treasure. They still can't hear you. But with me, as always, Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. Join us as well as Angela. Angela, how you doing?
I am sore but happy. Let's go with that.
Enjoy your reunion.
Yes, and I danced for 3 hours straight, which was
And,
a
Wow.
damn.
bad decision because now I'm in a lot of pain.
And join us as well as Will at Forge. Will, how you doing? Will? Is he muted?
William?
He's still muted.
I'm
There
doing
he
all
is.
right. Having a nice evening. Forgot to wrong unmute.
Where hit the mute button?
I'll get it at
I
one
hit the
point.
mute button. No, it's still muted. No.
But today we watched, and I don't know why I hadn't watched before, the 2004 film of National Treasure. And I think this is one of the few movies I've seen that has Sean Bean that he doesn't die in.
I
Well,
know.
And he plays a
that's
villain.
a high bar.
See, they do exist.
And now I've seen everything. A movie where Sean Bean doesn't die. Ugh.
And this was just a fun fucking movie.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Except for
The
that end.
soundtrack is
My only actual issue was the end of the movie, and I know some people are gonna be like, "Why are you critiquing this?" And that's when, uh, Riley is driving away in his sports car, and I just hear nothing but grinding of the gears, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude! They sell automatics in those." Like, I know a lot of people don't like them, but if you can't drive a manual, don't practice on one of those. It's no, that's way too expensive.
he's complaining about the their claim of 1% finder's fee on that treasure. That treasure would make you richer than Elon and Bill Gates combined. So I mean,
Yes.
after taxes,
Yeah.
1% of it, yeah.
Oh no, I'm poor.
Huh.
All I'm saying is you could have had a bigger house.
Yeah.
That
I
was
would
plenty big enough house. That was too big of a
bigger
house for
house.
me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if it wasn't for the historical value of that house, rather than the monetary value of that house, I would not have bought
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought the house anyway. I want my hermit cave with high tech upgrades.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, see, what you do is you buy that house and you run it as a museum, and you live in like a tiny house in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna approach that category, then that house is gonna be the. I'm gonna pull a John Malkovich's character from the first Red movie, and that house is gonna be the decoy,
Yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
have to go through like. I don't think I'd use a Volkswagen Bug that you'd have to go through, but I'd use something a little more innocuous as the front door.
I mean, I would essentially just, have a second house. Fucking rich.
But yeah, like it's kind of one of those things. I don't know many people who haven't seen this movie.
I have it.
I guess it's like us,
This was
except for like, maybe Will and Angela. No, I think Angela said she
I
hadn't seen
saw
it.
it
Oh, you
a
got-
whole bunch.
Yeah, so it was
Yes.
me and Tier.
Second time for me. So
I'm just glad they
Probably
didn't go
enjoyed
into the thing of like trying to do the Illuminati after knowing what I know about the Illuminati of how they came after the Freemasons and were trying to take over the Freemasons. Yeah, Lord Lodge did a whole spiel on that, and like he has his whole things with this, and I'll have to say I think this was less convoluted than Da Vinci Code.
Oh, this
Yes.
is
I've never seen that.
convoluted than the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, less
And
convoluted than Da
actually
Vinci
more
Code is
fun.
not a high bar to cross.
I mean, this gave me a little
It's
more vibes of like when they're trying to solve the riddles of like the aliens episode of South Park early on, where they're like they find out that Earth is just a reality TV show for the solar system.
Don't destroy this movie.
yeah,
No. I'm
this
just
movie
saying
is also
the way he solved the riddles because he just sit there and talk, and then out of nowhere he can make one connection to another.
It's literally the Jeff Goldblum Independence Day.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
that is
a step.
literally
No, it's a step beyond Jeff Goldblum Independence Day.
no. It's how he was extrapolating things in his mind. He would
Yeah.
do X leads to Z, and then no, X can't be Z. Wait, Z Y. No, Z is Z. So Z must be M.
I will say the guy who they end up having the last, or it's like the last of the men to die, who played Shaw. That dude makes like a good villain or a goon. Like he
Yeah,
just
I'd rather
plays
be a
that
goon.
role so well, and I'm sure he's at like that David, wow, Dayan Fisher is like actually a super nice guy. I did not realize he was the voice of Zaldin in freaking Kingdom Hearts 2.
Ah,
And I was playing that earlier. Huh.
I actually enjoyed the fact that John Voight wasn't creepy.
yeah.
He is not 90% of the time that man is just creepy.
I mean, he wasn't. What's what I'm looking for?
He
Hmm,
was
eccentric.
cranky and mean, but he wasn't creepy.
He had the I'm done with this shit vibe.
Because it was
Yeah,
Plummer who
exactly.
played the grandfather. I'm just trying to remember where
Yeah, it
Voight
was one of
was.
Christopher Plummer's last films.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
Uh,
Ed Harris was in.
that's kind of now I'm kind of sad. Oh,
What? Christopher Plummer is dead?
yeah.
He's been dead for a while, though.
Because was Voight the
I
one?
know, but
Voight
still,
wasn't the one who played the dad, was he?
what
Yeah,
was the dad?
John Voight was his
Oh
dad.
wow, his current picture, he looks nothing like he did in that movie.
I mean, he is ancient. I know it's a preamble to the Constitution, Angela. I'm just saying.
He's also your girlfriend's dad here,
Who?
Angelina Jolie.
Well, don't forget
Whose
one.
girlfriend's dad?
You can.
John Voight is
No.
Angelina Jolie's dad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't
Okay.
forget. Also, one of the FBI agents was surprised, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What?
Eric King,
When
the bald black guy with the binoculars when they were on the one hut or on the thing. Yeah, he played in Sergeant Dokes and Dexter.
damn, he is
Oh, okay.
85. Fuck, he's old.
Who, John Voight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie needs to eat a sandwich. Several of them.
I was gonna say she needs to eat more than one sandwich. She needs to eat a whole pig.
Say that there's that thing tier. Sooner or later, slowly everybody's getting old. Unless you stop aging suddenly, and that's That's sad for everyone around you.
I was
Oh,
gonna say
nice.
that's usually not the goal.
Freaking
I,
the
I
guy who
plan to
plays
find a
Riley,
vampire to embrace me.
the guy who plays Riley, Justin
Hmm.
Bartha, he's in the second one as well.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I think
It's
they
a
got
shame this
all
guy.
three of the main cast back.
I'm scrolling down because it doesn't show her on the one thing. So, yep, she's in that one as well.
Yeah,
Dang.
you got Ben, Abigail, Riley, and Patrick back.
You know, would have been a cool little thing that probably would have never happened, but they should have done it. They should have connected this with Indiana Jones.
No, because Indiana Jones has way too much magic stuff in it, and majority of this was supposed to be, while there was a lot of suspension of disbelief still, because a lot of the shit kind of goes against what the Freemasons actually do, from my understanding.
Hmm.
But it's still supposed to be like grounded in regular reality.
Yeah, this is more what do I this is more um standard everyday conspiracy theory rather than uh I don't even know if I would necessarily call it like supernatural conspiracy. Which
Yeah, no,
if
this
you look
was
at
just
Indiana Jones, there's a large um supernatural factor.
Again, would have been nice. Just have a random Easter egg that points to them being connected somehow. Yay! Payday! Best day of the year. Best day of the week.
Uh,
I liked actually being able to like Harvey Keitel for it.
Yes.
That was nice.
oh,
I
was he that? Wasn't he the head FBI agent?
Yeah, he was the Mason.
and he very rarely plays a decent character. He plays the character you're like, is there a reason that you can't just
I honestly I like the fact that he was in this one. He was Oh, I understand. I'm secretly one of the good guys, but somebody gotta go to jail, buddy.
Yeah,
That's pretty much exactly what it was.
Like
somebody's got to
I
go
don't
to
want it to be
prison.
you, but somebody gotta go.
and apparently he reprises the role in National Treasure 3.
There's a National Treasures 3.
Oh no, it's a TV series. It looks like Edge of History TV series. So Disney did a National Treasure TV series.
Oh wow.
Yeah, probably not going to do that one.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
it
it doesn't look like most of the
I think he was just talking about Harvey Keitel.
yeah, it doesn't look like most of the characters came through to it. They just they had him in one episode.
so in other words, it's probably loosely based.
It's like uh loosely related. You
And that it
have
has the same
female protagonist.
Yeah,
oh,
done. Dope.
After meeting a stranger, Jess learns the father she never knew may have been a treasure hunter. Uh, and then it goes down the rabbit hole from there.
Wow. So
oh,
it's no connections whatsoever ever.
Well, you've got the one character in common.
Harv
The
Keitel and Justin Bartha.
Oh, and apparently, like, what's funny is since the movie suggests there's something written on the back of the Declaration of Independence, there is. All that it says is original Declaration of Independence dated 4th July 1776. It appears in the bottom of it.
Yeah, she said that that is actually written on.
Yeah.
They mentioned that in the
Ah.
movie.
I mean, it would make sense that it would document that. Like a lot of archival works
Mhm.
tend to have that marker there. You know, when it was created, when it was written, and what it's for, shit like that.
Well,
It's,
also you want to have that information. Uh, it is a legal document. It was a legal document, so you want to have the um, date and time documented somewhere.
Oh Jesus! Apparently, the initial rough cut for the director was saying it was around 4 hours long for this movie.
I would have loved to see for them to do a director's cut of this movie. I want to
They
know what they cut out.
probably you probably have to pay the extra money to get it.
I mean, if it's 4 hours, I wonder what they cut out and what they
Oh God, I
omit.
can't believe I didn't put that together. So
But
y'all remember in the movie beginning of it when they said they went through, hid the treasure, did all the clues so that way they could keep it away from the British. And the whole time they're trying to keep it away from Ian, Sean Bean, who's British.
that is a funny little connection there.
Like
The
how that
British are coming. The British are coming.
I want to know, how did he not know they came two by land, one by sea? No, two by sea, one by land. God damn it, two by land,
One if
one
by land,
two if
two
by
two
by
sea.
sea.
by sea.
Yeah, and it was two. How do you not know one of those that fact?
He's not American.
Okay, makes
Oh,
sense to
okay.
me.
One of the things I'll definitely say I like, or looking at these things, some of the things there. And early on when they're on the Charlotte, they Riley makes a Weird Al reference
Hmm.
when he says Albuquerque. See, I can do it too. Snorkel. It's a reference to Weird Al's song Albuquerque, about a man's journey to Albuquerque to retrieve his lucky snorkel.
Yeah, and that's where you hit the situation where some of the working out the clues did seem a little too fortuitous, and this is from somebody who gets pattern recognition and things like that.
Weaponized autism.
Indeed.
You have to love weaponized autism, my friend.
That's gotta get you
Oh.
somewhere.
All I can say is that dude had some historical knowledge that I have never even heard of. Like Broadway originally being a Dutch word, which makes sense
Yeah.
because okay, nah, I don't want to say that because I'm gonna sound retarded.
Go ahead. What are you going to say?
Is Wall Street in New York?
Wall Street is in New York.
And okay, then I would be correct.
Or
It's
Broadway.
two.
Before New York was New York, it was New Amsterdam because the Dutch lived.
Yes.
What was old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why did they change it? I can't say.
Because the English took over.
No. Oh God, no. People just liked it better that way. Istanbul was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Long time ago, Constantinople. Constantinople get the works. It's nobody's business but the
This is with the
Turks.
Turks. Yes. I
Okay.
get the reference.
I kind of figured that that was the reference, but I don't actually know that song. So
Oh, you never heard They Might Be Giants.
Even old New York was once New Amsterdam.
No, I can't say
Why they
I've
changed it,
ever
I
heard that
can't say.
song.
People just liked it
You want to
better
know
that
something that
way.
is kind of funny though? apparently you can buy this movie in the National Archives gift shop.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, this is another one of those things to where it's like it feeds into that whole not necessarily an isekai. Well, definitely not an isekai, but like the power structure of like having that just odd knowledge come back to be like the greatest thing, or it's like to be the thing that saves someone, or the
It,
the
it's not
key
an
to that.
isekai. It's more of a
I don't know why I said isekai.
It's more of
It's a nerd's power fantasy in a lot of ways.
It really is like obscure information
Yeah.
that no one would think about.
I mean, that's the thing about conspiracy theories that what's always makes them so enticing to so many people is the fact that, you have this knowledge that other people have not figured out.
Well, it's not even that. Like most conspiracy theories are based off of filling in the gaps of missing information.
Yeah.
All right, so
Or if there even isn't information there. Like I said, it's that whole thing of like, you figured out something or you're a part of something that the rest of to put it in a meaner way, the rubes aren't.
yeah, essentially. Istanbul, Istanbul. Istanbul, Istanbul.
Otherwise, I really don't know what else to say about the movie other than, it's a fun movie. It was shot
is.
well.
God.
Oh, most definitely, very shot well. Oh man, some of the stunts. I had to. I know that he had to survive in the end, but when he was dangling from the elevator or the mine shaft or whatever the hell that was, and he was holding on that fucking nail started, and he goes, "Oh shit."
I'm sorry, I had to drop you. I had to save the declaration.
I
Okay, I would have done the same thing.
I'd have dropped you both.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's a really fun treasure hunting movie that only takes comparatively minimal suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
If you want to compare it to like you mentioned what was the
Indiana Jones.
No, the other one. Da Vinci Code.
Oh, Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code takes so much suspension of disbelief.
Well, yeah, because Da Vinci Code goes farther beyond what, if memory serves me correctly on that one, because that one goes into, like, the historical family line of Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's not the first one to do that. I mean, I still say Dogma did it better.
Yeah, Dogma did do it better.
All kinds of craziness there. Here, most of the things that they did were, quite plausible, including using the technology, protecting the Declaration of Independence as a weapon to place it in a spot that it was vulnerable to being snatched.
I still could not resist at the end when they were doing that whole thing of we're going to send him to Boston. Like, there's no treasure, there's no anything. Like, perhaps the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Perhaps the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Ironically, that spot where he's taking it to the elevator hits essentially all three of the least plausible spots in the movie, except for the notion of Ben Franklin's magic glasses are absolutely trippy, very cool, but as brilliant as Ben was, he would not have been able to come up with something that brilliant and that enduring at the same time for inks and visible light. Is that that encasement, which is actually it's an inside holding container inside the display case that you see if you go to see it, as Angela and I have, which is concrete, ballistic glass, and everything. This is a holding case inside that. Really can't be carried by one person alone. You can't open it that fast, and it won't stop a bullet.
Oh hell no! I mean,
Yeah,
again,
no.
Going
it's
into a little a thing in Majig as well. Okay, I didn't know about this one for Keitel, but he wears a red tie with the eagle, globe, and anchor system or symbol, not system, because it's for the homage to him when he was a Marine, because
wow.
he joined the Marine Corps in 1955 at 16.
I didn't know that.
Very cool.
The only thing I should say to go into a thing that you guys probably don't care near as much about that whole thing, like okay, of course they had the FBI agents with the fucking Glocks because it's what they carried at the time. Although when this came out, I want to say that it had 40 Smith and Wessons, and yeah, they're going to use the 19 because 9mm is cheaper, and they're not actually firing it. But it's like, okay, they had a Jericho 941. That was the one they had on the ship.
Mhm.
But then Sean Bean carries a fucking Ruger KP94. Like, it's a good gun, but a rich dude like that's not going to carry a discontinued fucking Ruger that's going to cost him like $600, if that.
Maybe he's a collector or aficionado.
Dude, it's one of those things that there's still a plethora of these guns in product, or it's like in circulation.
Ah. Mm.
I will say, because of them putting it underneath the Disney banner, it made it family friendly of like the lack of death and everything. Although I'm not sure the black powder in the beginning would have survived to still be
No,
usable.
that's one of the
That,
that's
that's
one of the
that's not gonna
suspension of
happen.
Yeah.
disbelief. Uh, After that long exposed to that much moisture and everything, the black powder would
Yeah,
have
it's
been
with it even
dead.
being able
Yeah.
to ignite.
Yeah, it would have been screwed.
Because I mean, if it had been in the sealed casks, flash frozen and left that way, maybe. But what he described as like thawing, freezing, drifting, thawing,
Mhm.
freezing kind of thing, and all of that. You saw how everything was like frosted over and everything. It
Yeah.
would have been, yeah, the
With that
gunpowder
much,
almost certainly would have been dead.
with the fact that the
Um,
bodies had that much decay of being basically skeletons, when if they'd have been frozen
yeah,
like that, there still would have been flesh.
yeah.
They
So
were
it,
essentially mummified,
Mm-hmm.
so they
Yeah.
could have been relying on people not understanding that to think that it might have been a saving factor.
I mean, even with that, it doesn't take away from the movie. That they had to do that.
I mean, these are things that a lot of people aren't going to think of.
right. Yeah, I don't think that really detracts
Because, like,
on the movie.
yeah,
It's
it's got a PG rating. So, they're not going to get super deadly accurate into it. And it's also meant to be something that's going to wow children.
Yeah.
and they succeeded in making a fun movie
Oh,
with
apparently
a
Sean Bean's
great
in the
plot.
sequel as well.
Yeah, they did. It was not. That's pretty cool, by the way. Right. Um, but yeah, it was a wonderfully fun film. It was good
Yes.
enough that even my ex couldn't ruin it.
Like, it was just far enough to be believable, but not too far off to be unbelievable,
Yeah.
which is always the bonus.
I said earlier, they killed it with the soundtrack.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no, that was friggin' awesome.
like I said, it's definitely a fun movie. Then I can't wait for 2 weeks because we're getting Lord of War.
Yuri Bezmenov.
In that one, he's just Yuri Orlov.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck am
But I mean, the
saying sorry
cast
for?
played
It's a
well
fucking
and
monster.
everything. I still like how there was the, oh god, I don't know which one. I don't remember if they have the, well, let's go, I have to go to full cast and crew on this one real quick. The black guy who was chasing after Cage's character, and he's just like, dude, he's like, just give me the document. I don't want to. Like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I like you, man. I'm doing this as a job. Just let me have this and walk away.
Yeah, I don't want to kill you.
He's like, I liked
Here's
working
the
with you.
decoy.
And it was funny that it looked like he just had a pool stick case for the document.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
I was dying. What do we do with them? They're glasses. What do you think you do with them?
Oh,
Oh yeah, that plays into one of those really great
They have
well,
super cool little levers on the lenses. Do you think maybe the lenses move?
yeah, it's like the lenses are moving all over the place as you are playing with them and going to put them on, but you don't think to move the lenses around when you're
Looking at the
looking through it until after somebody else is playing with the glasses. I mean, that was a big suspension of disbelief hit.
especially with how quick he is about catching on to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
But that one played to it. I'm finding it right here because like a really great quote from that's like, they're like early American X-ray specs. Benjamin Franklin invented something like these. I think he invented these.
Yeah.
These. That was great.
that was.
That and this one, Agent Hendricks, you got something. This isn't a day for We received a tip a few days ago that someone was going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Do we have a name of the
Hey, you
tipster?
did.
There was no file opened. We didn't find the information credible. How about,
How about
now?
Yeah.
I do have a song recommendation. Speaking of Benjamin Franklin, I don't know if any of you listen to the Decemberists, but
Never heard of him.
they actually wrote a song called Benjamin Franklin that is hilarious. I will put it into the Discord after the show
Okay.
so that you guys can check it out. But yeah, I recommend it. Benjamin Franklin by the Decemberists. Hilarious song. Y'all love it.
Wow. Despite paying his father, Christopher Plummer is only 9 years older than John Voight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but he had that Christopher Plummer has that old world kind of
Charm.
air about him. Not always charm, because he's not always playing a charming guy.
Oh, and they inserted the sassy black one at the right part, and that was actually a pretty funny scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Why
actually
you left
did
him?
see that.
Just that whole thing. She's like, ma'am, if you ain't me, you can't be behind this car. I'm hiding from my ex-husband. Who, him? It's like, who? Baldy, which apparently in the in the German version, it was changed to who? Kojak?
Hmm.
Oh, that's great.
That whole thing, like, can I help you? Oh, shut up. Mm-hmm. I can see why you left him.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
That was my comment, though. Well placed, sassy black woman.
Yeah.
That's rare that we have a well placed sassy black woman.
And she's got the right amount of sass. It was just
Yep.
great.
Uh,
I don't really know what
But
else to say
yeah,
with this one.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
there's not really anything to complain about because it's a standard action movie. It just had a really good storyline.
I wouldn't even
Yeah,
really
they
call
did.
it an action movie. I call it an adventure movie.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Because like
The key is they did well across the board, which they don't do in so much of their stuff now.
yeah, especially considering this has the
exactly.
fucking Disney banner.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Well, this is
But I
older
mean, this
Disney.
is yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is pre woke Disney.
this is
Or this is
2004 Disney.
Yeah, this is Disney circa 20 years ago.
What a difference 20 years makes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good cast, good filming because this isn't one of the old weird or it's like older movies and everything or some of the older movies. It's just well shot and just fun.
Yeah, good cast, good acting, good script, good directing. I mean,
Like I know Jack Cochran, not Jack Gunsky, isn't a fan of Nicolas Cage. I think Drunkle isn't either.
they don't know good acting.
Well, it's not
you,
necessarily
you,
about Cochran. His Jack Cochran. His whole thing is you could replace Nicolas Cage with basically anybody, but he feels the same way for
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
All right. To be fair, in a lot of roles, he could be replaced by someone else, and it wouldn't damage the role.
Which person?
But Tom
Nicolas
Hanks.
Cage or Tom Hanks.
Tom
yes,
Hanks.
Because I would say that there are a lot of movies that you could replace Cage with somebody else, and it wouldn't change it really too much. And I know a lot of people complain about the whole thing of, well, Nicolas Cage, he was just taking all these different roles, and it's kind of like, well, he had to because I know he had to pay for something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I think it would back taxes.
Yeah, it was something like back taxes or buying because of buying shit he shouldn't have and whatnot.
but you got to think
But
about it.
even then,
That also shows versatility because it's not like Nicolas Cage plays the same person in every movie.
No,
I will keep
And you
saying
couldn't-
this till the
and
day
if-
I die. But
For all the movies that you could replace him with someone else and not seriously affect the movie, you couldn't take and replace him with the same person in every single one of those movies.
yeah,
I keep saying this, and I'm saying it till the day I die. I honestly believe that him and Five Nights at Freddy is him as Ghost Rider. Not Five Nights at Freddy. Willy's Wonderland is him as Ghost Rider, but he refuses to use his powers. That is my headcanon. I'm sticking to it.
Go for it.
I almost thought you were
It
gonna
is.
say it was a weird thing of a sequel to Drive Angry.
Nope. That Drive Angry is a standalone, and I honestly think it should get a sequel, and it should be a buddy cop film. It should be him and
But going back to the
Just
whole
the
thing
cast.
of like, for how many
Damn.
movies Cage has been, it's like Cage is more of like a working actor, and I don't think he necessarily does all of it just for the paycheck. I think he just
Mhm.
has fun with it. Like he just enjoys doing it.
Yeah, you could tell he just hated shooting this movie. Yeah.
It's just like some movies are super fun, and yeah, some of them aren't as good, and it gives him the experience to see what he could do and everything. Because like Red Rock West was or not Red Rock West. Yeah, it was Red Rock West was actually a really fun movie, especially compared to a lot of the other stuff he did in that time frame. And he did play a good guy. Like the only one he was playing necessarily a good guy was in Firebirds. The rest, it was all not as much.
All right, to be fair, I think his only bad younger role was fucking Time to Kill. And I'll keep fucking saying it till the day I die.
Yeah, that was a bad movie.
I
And
didn't
I,
really like him in Racing the Moon.
Oh, Racing with the Moon. Yeah, well, he was meant to be an asshole in that one.
I liked him in Captain Corneli's Mandragora.
I mean, he's had a lot of
Family.
really good movies, or in my opinion, a lot of been a lot of really good movies in that whole thing, and done well. Like, I still think Valley Girl was better than expected.
It
Even though it
was.
was one big ass
But I'm
Yeah,
not
it
going
was
to
basically a
say
music
it.
video promo.
I was gonna say it was a good movie, but I'm not gonna say that it
Yeah.
wasn't just a freaking.
And obviously, Raising Arizona is a favorite of many, I should say majority, many people.
yes, Raising Arizona was hilarious, and I
Did we
will
watch
stand by that
Racing
movie.
Arizona?
Yeah, we
Yes.
watched Raising Arizona.
Xanda Lee was better than expected.
I don't think I was here for Raising Arizona.
Yeah, you were.
Hell, even Peggy Sue Got Married was better than
Oh yeah, I
expected.
remember now. Never mind. That was the one where they kidnapped the kid because
Yep.
his wife was a blood whore.
And then he sees the future where she has one.
Yeah, because the one guy basically ends up saying, he's just like, well, keep trying until you do.
Yeah, that was a good
Keep
one.
looking for the things for it.
It's the one where he was a career criminal
Hmm.
and she was a cop.
I was gonna say keep trying to steal things.
Then, like, Red Rock West was really good. Deadfall
I
was
mean,
actually pretty good.
granted, he did have some stinkers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that was necessarily because of his acting, though. I think that
I
was
don't know.
script. Well, there was Racing with the Moon.
I think I liked him in Birdie. Honestly, Birdie wasn't a bad movie.
Birdie was just really freaking weird.
Yeah.
I
It
love him in
wasn't
Code
bad.
Talking.
It was just really.
Code Talkers was good.
Oh yeah.
Kiss of Death was way better than expected. And so was Guarding Tess.
Guardian Test is hilarious.
I
And you
love Guardian
get in the
Tess.
goddamn chair.
You finally got to shoot someone, and you shot him in the foot.
Tess,
He took a
get in the
toe.
goddamn chair.
Oh.
Looking through some of the stuff coming up on the catalog, I'm gonna have to make it into more of these reviews. Like, wow,
It's every 2 weeks or every other week for that whole thing.
I know.
So we got Lord
Just
of
seeing it as-
War, then The Weatherman.
See, there's the Weatherman, the Wicker Man, Knowing.
We're not doing The
Oh
Wicker
no,
Man.
God no. Oh God
We-
no. I
we-
don't want to talk about the Wicker Man.
We already did The Wicker Man.
Oh,
Ah.
oh, thank you, Jesus.
Because
Thank you,
after we
Lord.
did God, what was it? I think
The
that was
original Wicker Man.
no, we did, I think it was Drive Angry. And that's when James brought it up. Because I can't remember exactly when James joined.
He joined us for the original Wicker Man.
Well, he joined. I think that's when he joined us was the original Wicker Man because he was the one who brought up the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man, and I'm like,
Yeah.
if we're watching that, we're watching the original first.
Yes. And that was amazing.
And
And then the remake was terrible.
yeah, and then Johnny brought up the
Midsummer.
yeah, Midsummer as
Oh,
more of a pseudo sequel,
which is
and
where I showed up.
And that one was a nightmare.
Actually, it isn't bad. It's just not
yeah, it's not a
it's
nightmare. It's not bad. It's just so
freaking
Weird.
weird.
yeah, like it can be viewed upon as the boyfriend being a bad guy, but the cult actually being the bad guys, but also the good guys, and like the boyfriend should have just like broken up with her.
Maybe he'd have lived. Mhm.
No, oh no, oh no, no. If he hadn't been with her, like there would like because of where they went, there was no way he was surviving.
Yeah, there's just
But
no.
they planted the black guy. He got planted.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't piss on the ancestral tree.
No, he didn't know that one because that was our
Well,
argument of like
he,
going into the whole thing for the second or for the remake of the Wicker Man was just that was like someone who's like, I know what we can do. We can just remake it, but we'll change, we'll gender swap a few of the roles.
No.
Yeah, fun.
they
And
gender
it,
swapped the feudal roles, and it was just terrible.
All I
and God
remember
damn it, now I'm
about
trying to remember who like the guy's name.
Wicker Man
Well,
Lord Somerset, Summerall,
yeah, well,
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, Sir Christopher Lee.
My bad, sorry, Christopher Lee. Yes.
Yeah, I had to correct myself as well. It was still so weird seeing him without facial hair.
Huh. All I remember about the new Wicker Man is, and I've never seen the old Wicker Man, so don't
Highly,
ever
go
throw
ahead.
me off. But the only thing that I remember about the new Wicker Man is I'm pretty sure Lily Sobieski.
Yeah,
Again,
the biggest thing most people know about the new Wicker Man is the not the bees, and the funny part is that's actually from the scene of that is actually from the director's cut.
Oh,
And then Nicolas Cage dressed as a bear knocking out a chick.
just punching women.
Yep.
Hey, that movie made no fucking sense.
Well,
that
because
movie actually did justify punching women.
oh yes, that for that portion it did, but it's like the things that definitely made no sense was like okay, you introduce Nicolas Cage as a police officer, you know, a regular beat cop and well, traffic cop in a way, not traffic, but it'd be more close to traffic cop type thing. But and you know, in a cruiser, and he can't save a woman and her daughter who get hit by a truck
That comes out of fucking
that
nowhere.
comes out of nowhere, and why he keeps reliving this. Like that scene keeps coming back, but there's no payoff or anything with it. It doesn't make any sense.
Nope, none whatsoever. It
Like,
is
and then
fucking
just
insane.
so much of it was just a shot for shot remake of the original. And I hate it when fucking studios do that. And then the whole thing was like for the end of the original Wicker Man, you know, they leave it open to interpretation. Did their sacrifice work? You know,
This one just, yeah.
this one is like, oh no, the thing has to continue. It's like, oh, for the love of God, like that was the bonus about the other part was like it you didn't know whether or not what they did was right.
Yeah, but even then, the payoff essentially. All right, so the reason why the original Wicker Man worked is it had the connection to old Europe. It made sense that they would have these ancient traditions. You
Oh,
know, it
yeah,
did
but
not make fucking sense for America.
yeah. So yeah, well, they were trying to pull the whole thing of like they imported old pagan things from either it wasn't really the natives, but like the Europeans that came over here. And it's like at that point when the Europeans came over here, they weren't bringing pagan traditions.
No, they weren't.
No, but wouldn't be the first movie that was based on the notion that they were.
Yeah.
Of course not.
But then, like
But
we said,
again,
the biggest thing about the first one is they have the whole thing where they put him in the Wicker Man and they go to burn it, and so he doesn't get his legs broken. And they fade away as he's going. It's like the Wicker Man's burning. They're singing an old pagan song. He's reciting, I believe it's the Lord's Prayer,
Yes.
and then it rolls into credits. So you have no payoff of like, is this actually going to help with their crops? Because they're trying to say,
Yes.
since the things didn't work the way they thought it was, they had to go one step or one step above the normal, and hopefully they shouldn't have to for an extended period of time. And they just have it that, like, in the end of the 2006 Wicker Man, that the cycle just repeats, and it doesn't really say that it helps, but they're still continuing the tradition of
Yeah, but
looking,
even then,
yeah,
God,
of looking to
I'm about to say,
basically
even
have
those
their women
counts don't
go
make no
out,
damn sense.
get knocked up by a guy, so that way they can, end up bringing him there to search after his own child to, then sacrifice him.
Well, they're still going to turn around and send their women out to breed anyways, because otherwise the inbreeding and like
Well, no, they still had men on that island. It's just all men had their tongues cut out.
yes, and they're all the same men who are all related to them in some way or another.
Yeah, but again, the whole system makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like, what if he didn't come? What if he decided, I'm done with her and I don't want to fucking deal with no kid that she has?
Yeah,
Like,
or what if
that
he'd have
whole shit would have fell
realized the
apart.
mag was empty, had a spare mag, put it in there, and just shot himself in the head?
There you go. You know, see, it hinged, the plot hinged on too many what ifs to be coherent.
We have completely drifted away from national.
As we normally did when we got nothing to complain about.
Yeah, we don't have James here to play the devil's advocate. 'Cause, I mean, I'm honestly gonna say it. There's really not much to bitch about.
Uh-uh.
No, anything that's it's reasonable movie liberties
Hmm.
to be taken with reality and say, hey, we want to turn this into we got an idea for a story, we want to turn it into something entertaining and
Yeah, I think
moneymaker.
this was probably the offshoot of the sci-fi show. I think it was called like The Librarians or something.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
well,
they both came out around the same
Hmm.
time. I don't think it was.
Ah.
They weren't actually related to each other.
Okay.
The concepts are very similar, though.
Yeah,
I
that's
watched
kind
all of the Librarian movies, and
well, they're
the first
entertaining and fun.
of. Well, that's like when Jack Cochran brings up the whole thing that it's like Dread and son of a bitch. I know in the movie and I can't think of it. Fuck it. It's an Indonesian film. God damned it. Give me a second.
It's okay.
Sound it out. You'll get it.
No, you can't remember the title.
The Raid. The Raid
The
Redemption.
raid moves are good.
Of how both of them are going up it's like a hotel complex, and the funny part is even though they came out around the same time and have a similar outlook or a way it is, they were never in touch with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was never any crossover of anyone. I'm still just curious of what they're going to do for a sequel, because like this is one of the few series that actually legitimately has a sequel.
I don't think this. All right,
National
some
Treasure?
movies don't need.
Yeah.
Some movies don't need sequels.
Because like next one is
I
National Treasure: Book of Secrets, and obviously there's the Ghost Rider franchise. Go ahead, Angela.
I feel like I've seen National Treasure 2, but
I
I
have.
don't remember much about it. Like I think I might have been studying for my class at the time that my family was watching it on.
I don't remember if it stands up as well as one, but it was entertaining as well. I mean,
Uh,
I mean, they get the original cast, so that's cool.
Mhm.
The only
Yeah.
other one I know of that he's been in that's a series is where he's one of the voice actors, and it's The Crods, where he plays Krug, the
the
dad.
Crudes.
Or Crudes.
Yes. I saw that. That was a good.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. The first one's not bad.
I
God
didn't
damn it.
even know there was a second one.
Yeah, there's a sequel one.
Oh boy. Why do they have to do
Yeah, because there's the Crudes, and then there's
money?
yeah, the Crudes: A New Age. Yeah, because in that one they meet another person who uses a sloth as a belt, but she the woman who does that, because it's a pink sloth, isn't the love interest of the one guy. Apparently, she becomes like the best friend of the main character, Krug's daughter.
Hmm.
I don't know. Ooh, in 2016, the USS Indianapolis is should be pretty cool.
That actually sounds.
USS
I don't
Indianapolis, Men of
know.
Courage.
I don't know if it'll be as good as just watching Jaws and listening to stuff. Soliloquy, but still, that would be an intense watch.
I mean,
Mm,
we're definitely gonna skip the Wicker Man because after this one we have Lord of War, then the Weatherman. I think we're gonna skip Ant Bully just because he's not the main character. If I remember correctly, he is
he's Zod, the wizard.
Zoc. Yeah.
I don't even know what Ant Bully is.
It's a cartoon.
Oh, cool.
Yep. After Lucas Nickel floods an ant colony with his water gun, he's magically shrunken down to insect size and sentenced to hard labor in the ruins.
Wow. That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kid's a little asshole. He deserved it.
Yeah. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying though. That
yeah,
like
he's a character, but he's not
intense
the
fun.
main character. And then we have him in World Trade Center. We're obviously skipping the Wicker Man. I don't care if any of you, the rest of you, haven't seen it. I'm not sitting through that again.
I don't blame you. The one that you guys have seen that I want to see is Willy's Wonderland.
I don't mind watching that shit again. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, we'll do a. I'm good with that one and Drive Angry doing a second review of it.
I haven't seen that either, so that would be cool.
Oh, that felt good. Hell, I wouldn't even necessarily mind watching The Sorcerer's Apprentice, The Sorcerer's Apprentice again.
That wasn't a bad movie.
No,
That
I will.
was fun.
Even though he's not the main character in Kick-Ass, I still want to do that one just because it's a fun movie. And seeing, you know, uh,
He has a fair amount of screen time in
yeah,
that.
he's not the main character, but he is a main character ish.
Hmm.
But still, it's just a great, fun movie, and also getting to see, Nicolas Cage kind of getting to be a pseudo-ish Batman. Like, he's not Batman from Wish.com, but he's
He's
not Batman.
anti-Batman.
No, because that'd be Hush. Which he would be in a way closer to Hush, I would say. Because he does not shy away from guns nor killing.
Then he is anti-Batman.
But I don't really know how else to go with this one other than what we're going to be doing next. So I think we're going to call it there. It's been about an hour. This one's it's just a fun movie.
It really is. If you haven't seen it, please go see it.
It was a good time. You are missing out if you don't see this.
I was gonna be like, okay. I was gonna be like, hey, it's like final thoughts on the movie. Well, I don't know if you already gave yours here, but we'll have you go.
Dumb fun. Watch it. Watch it twice. Watch it again with your family. Watch it by yourself.
Angela?
I got completely lost. Have a great day. Go see a movie.
Well, it's final thoughts of the movie.
I already said go watch it. You need to.
Yeah.
You're missing out if you haven't seen it.
Will?
2 thumbs up. If you haven't seen it, see it. If you have seen it, watch it again.
Watch it again.
Cats have thumbs. Since when?
Some cats have thumbs.
Yeah, he's right there.
No,
Yeah.
I definitely. It's definitely a movie I recommend, and if you have kids, I'd say watch it with your kids, especially if they're into a lot of history and everything. It's not going full bore into history of things, but still, it's a fun one to give them in a way some aspirations of things they might be able to kind of do, not fully, but more of the aspect of like the whole, answer other people's questions. And that whole thing of when Riley gets to be like, "Oh, is this how you guys feel all the time?"
I know.
Sorry, I'm just reveling in the fact that I know something that you don't.
Like, hey,
And it lasted for all of 5 seconds.
It lasted for all of a minute. He's like, "Do you know who came up with
Well, he had to push it.
Yeah, do you know who came up with the concept of daylight savings time? Benjamin Franklin." Dang it!
See, if he would have just let it go,
Yeah.
He'd have held
he
it.
could have just rode that high for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely should have just been like, "I'm gonna look at my watch." Oh, the other funny thing I will end on is the watch that he used as collateral actually cost like $8,000.
Yeah,
Oof.
he was. He did say it was really expensive.
No, it wasn't a prop. It was an actual dive watch.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, that costs like $8,800 or something. But we're gonna get out of here. There's a whole plethora of people's to watch. I'm pretty sure I've got about everyone's everything in there. I think the only thing I need to add in there technically is the Minions one because Tears got that on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On that, and then Angela's obviously on Adams. Then Will has his stuff. There's the Thursday Never Watch Alone. Will's either doing a gaming or a paint stream. I'm watching paint dry on Saturdays. Am I missing any other streams for you, Will?
Well, next Saturday is a game stream, and I usually join Moonshock on his Twitch channel Wednesday nights, 7 Days to Die.
Oh man, I really wish I could be home and hop on that with y'all. Oh wow.
So other than Adams, my stuff, and Tier stuff, did I miss anything for you, Angela?
Not yet.
All right, then obviously I said Tier's got the Minions on Mondays. Never Watch Alone. This motherfucker's putting out way more content than I am.
Yeah.
My ass actually meant to record some shit and completely forgot about it, but like, hey, I actually cleaned around my apartment, so there's that.
Dude, I just be home bored as fuck and hey Mitch, you wanna do some shit? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I have that whole thing of games I play and whatnot. And like working second shift with what I do is just shitty for all of that.
Yeah.
Then there's Midnight Show on Saturday, and next week will be a Talking in the Void where Will may join, Mitch may join. Who the fuck knows who else I might join. But we're gonna get out of here. Have a good week. Hopefully you had a happy 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you still have all your digits.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The last time I checked, all of my fingers are attached.
I mean, of anyone who may or may not watch in the future.
All
Oh.
beans accounted for.
But we're gonna get out of here. Have a good week. And yeah, I got nothing after that.
Bye
Have a
all.
good night.
Bye.
Laters. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.